माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारी यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुनतीरावनचारी यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव राधे जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव। निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। गौर प्रेमानंदे। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। 10th canto, first volume. Okay. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1, Text 4. Is it going to be displayed? Will it be displayed? Nivritta Tarshair Upagiyamanaad Nivritta Tarshair Upagiyamanaad Nivritta Tarshair Upagiyamanaad Bhava Aushadhat Shrotra Manah Abhiramat Bhavaushadhat Shrotra Manobhiramat Bhavaushadhat Shrotra Manobhiramat Kaha Uttama Shloka Guna Anuvadat Ka Uttama Shloka Guna Anuvadat Ka Uttama Shloka Guna Anuvadat Puman Virajyeta Vina Pashughnat Puman Virajyeta Vina Pashughnat Puman Virajyeta Vina Pashughnat निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधाच्छ्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात् निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधाच्छ्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात् निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधाच्छ्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्. Okay. Devotees. निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधाच्छ्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्. निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधाच्छ्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्. Okay, one more. निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधाच्छ्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्. माताजी's. निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधाच्छ्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्. माताजी's. One more. निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधाच्छ्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्. निवृत्त, released from tarshaihi, lust or material activities. Upagiyamanat, which is described or sung. Bhava aushadhat, which is a right medicine for the material disease. Shrotra, the process of oral reception. Manaha, the subject matter of thought for the mind. Abhiramat, from the pleasing vibrations, from such glorification. Kaha, who, Uttama Shloka, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Guna Anuvadat, from describing such activities. Puman, a person. Virajyeta, can keep himself aloof. Vina, except. Pashughnat, either a butcher or one who is killing his own personal existence. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the Parampara system, that is, it is conveyed from the spiritual master to disciple. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except a butcher or one who is killing his own self? Purport. It's a long purport. In India, it is a practice among the general populace to hear about Krishna either from Bhagavad Gita or from Srimad Bhagavatam in order to gain relief from the disease of repeated birth and death. Although India is now fallen, when there is a message that someone will speak about Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, thousands of people still gather to hear. This verse indicates, however, that such recitation of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam must be done by persons completely freed from material desires. Nivritta Tarshaihi. Everyone within this material world, beginning from Brahma down to the insignificant ant, is full of material desires for sense enjoyment. And everyone is busy in sense gratification. But when thus engaged, one cannot fully understand the value of Krishna Katha, either in the form of Bhagavad Gita or in Srimad Bhagavatam. If we hear the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from liberated persons, this hearing will certainly free us from the bondage of material activities. But hearing Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by a professional reciter cannot actually help us achieve liberation. Krishna Katha is very simple. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that Krishna is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. As he himself explains, Mattah Parataram Nanyat Kinchidasti Dhananjaya. O Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 7th verse. Simply by understanding this fact that Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead, one can become a liberated person. But especially in this age, because people are interested in hearing Bhagavad Gita from unscrupulous persons who depart from the simple presentation of Bhagavad Gita and distort it for their personal satisfaction, they fail to derive the real benefit. There are big scholars, politicians, philosophers, and scientists who speak on Bhagavad Gita in their own polluted way, and people in general hear from them, being uninterested in hearing the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from a devotee. A devotee is one who has no other motive for reciting Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam than to serve the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has therefore advised us to hear the glories of the Lord from a realized person. Bhagavata Parodiya, Bhagavata Sthane. Unless one is personally a realized soul in the signs of Krishna consciousness, a neophyte should not approach him to hear about the Lord. For this is strictly forbidden by Srila Sanatan Goswami, who quotes from the Padma Purana. Avaishnava mukhodgirnam putam harikathamritam shravanam naiva kartavyam sarpochishtam yatha payaha. One should avoid hearing from a person not situated in Vaishnava behavior. A Vaishnava is Nivritta Trishna. That is, he has no material purpose, for his only purpose is to preach Krishna consciousness. So called scholars, philosophers, and politicians exploit the importance of Bhagavad Gita by distorting its meaning for their own purposes. Therefore, this verse warns that Krishna Katha should be recited by a person who is Nivritta Trishna. Shukadev Goswami epitomizes the proper reciter from Srimad Bhagavatam, and Parikshit Maharaj, who purposefully left his kingdom and family prior to meeting death, epitomizes the person fit to hear it. A qualified reciter of Srimad Bhagavatam gives the right medicine, bhava aushadhi, for the conditioned souls. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore trying to train qualified preachers to recite Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita throughout the entire world, so that people in general in all parts of the world may take advantage of this movement and thus be relieved of the threefold miseries of material existence. The instructions of Bhagavad Gita and the descriptions of Srimad Bhagavatam are so pleasing that almost anyone suffering from the threefold miseries of material existence will desire to hear the glories of the Lord from these books and thus benefit on the path of liberation. Two classes of men, however, will never be interested in hearing the message of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam: those who are determined to commit suicide and those determined to kill cows and other animals for the satisfaction of their own tongues. Although such persons may make a show of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam at a Bhagavata Saptaha, that is but another creation of the karmis who cannot derive any benefit from such a performance. The word Pashughnat is important in this connection. Pashughna means butcher. Persons fond of performing ritualistic ceremonies for elevation to the higher planetary systems must offer sacrifices, yajnas, by killing animals. Lord Buddha Deva therefore rejected the authority of the Vedas because his mission was to stop animal sacrifices, which are recommended in Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Nindasi yajna vidher ahaha shruti jatam sadaya hridaya darshita pashughatam Keshavadhrita Buddha Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare from Gita Govinda. Even though animal sacrifices are sanctioned in Vedic ceremonies, men who kill animals for such ceremonies are considered butchers. Butchers cannot be interested in Krishna consciousness, for they are already materially allured. Their only interest lies in developing comforts for the temporary body. भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तय अपहृत चेतसाम व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि समाधौ न विधीयते. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination of devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 44. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, Manushya Janma Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya Janiya Shuniya Vishakhainu. Anyone who is not Krishna conscious and who therefore does not engage in the service of the Lord is also Pashughna, for he is willingly drinking poison. Such a person cannot be interested in Krishna Katha because he still has a desire for material sense gratification. He is not Nivritta Trishna. As it is said, Traivargikas te Purusha Vimukha Harimedhasaha. Those interested in Trivarga, that is, in Dharma, Artha, and Kama, are religious for the sake of achieving a material position with which to gain better facilities for sense gratification. Such persons are killing themselves by willingly keeping themselves in the cycle of birth and death. They cannot be interested in Krishna consciousness. For Krishna Katha, topics about Krishna consciousness, there must be a speaker and a hearer, both of whom can be interested in Krishna consciousness. If they are no longer interested in material topics, one can actually see how this attitude automatically develops in persons who are Krishna conscious. Although the devotees of the Krishna consciousness movement are quite young men, they no longer read materialistic newspapers, magazines, and so on, for they are no longer interested in such topics. Nivritta Tarshaihi. They completely give up the bodily understanding of life. For topics concerning Uttama Shloka, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master speaks, and the disciple hears with attention. Unless both of them are free from material desires, they cannot be interested in topics of Krishna consciousness. The spiritual master and disciple do not need to understand anything more than Krishna, because simply by understanding Krishna and talking about Krishna, one becomes a perfectly learned person. Yasmin Vijnate Sarvamevam Vijnatam Bhavati. Mundaka Upanishad 1.3. The Lord sits within everyone's heart, and by the grace of the Lord, the devotee receives instructions directly from the Lord Himself, who says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, text 15, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto, mattah smritir jnanam apohanam cha, Vedaisha sarvair ahameva vedyo, Vedanta krit vedavid eva chaham. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Krishna consciousness is so exalted that one who is perfectly situated in Krishna consciousness, under the direction of the spiritual master, is fully satisfied by reading Krishna Katha as found in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and similar Vedic literatures. Since merely talking about Krishna is so pleasing, we can simply imagine how pleasing it is to render service to Krishna. Since merely talking about Krishna is so pleasing, we can simply imagine how pleasing it is to render service to Krishna. When discourses on Krishna Katha take place between a liberated spiritual master and his disciple, others also sometimes take advantage of hearing these topics and also benefit. These topics are the medicine to stop the repetition of birth and death, the cycle of repeated birth and death by which one takes on different bodies again and again is called bhava or bhava roga. If anyone willingly or unwillingly hears Krishna Katha, his bhava roga, the disease of birth and death, will certainly stop. Therefore, Krishna Katha is called bhava aushada, the remedy to stop the repetition of birth and death. Karmis or persons attached to material sense enjoyment generally cannot give up their material desires. But Krishna Katha is such a potent medicine that if one is induced to hear Krishna Kirtan, he will certainly be freed from this disease. A practical example is Dhruva Maharaj, who at the end of his tapasya was fully satisfied. When the Lord wanted to give Dhruva a benediction, Dhruva refused it. Swamin Gritarthosmi Varam na yache. My dear Lord, he said, I am fully satisfied. I do not ask for any benediction for material sense gratification. We actually see that even young boys and girls in the Krishna consciousness movement have given up their long practice of bad habits like illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. Because Krishna consciousness is so potent that it gives them full satisfaction, they are no longer interested in material sense gratification. Srila Prabhupada ki. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं हरिः ओम तत्सत्. Okay. Please repeat the translation after me. glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the Parampara system. That is, it is conveyed from the spiritual master to disciple. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except a butcher or one who is killing his own self? All right. Hare Krishna. Pretty long purport. Very nice purport. And very important verse. Prabhupada, so many times he quotes this shloka and explains. And in this purport, so many times he repeatedly mentions the word Nivritta Tarshai, Nivritta Tarshai, Nivritta Trishna, he says. So let's try and understand what is the meaning of this word etymologically. That means, in terms of the Sanskrit roots, we will try and understand what is the meaning of this word. Nivritta is a combination of two syllables, ni and vritta. Vrit and tha, you can say. So nivritta. Ni means inward or away. It could be either. And vrit means to turn. So nivritta means to turn away or turn inward. From what? That is coming in the next word, Trishna. Now, Trishna comes from the root Trish, basically meaning to have some kind of hunger or thirst for something. And Tarshaihi is also the same form of Trishna. Trishna, Tarshaihi, all of them come from the same root, Trish. And what are these thirsts? It is the thirst for enjoying the material body, to bring the senses in contact with their corresponding sense objects. So, what are the desires? Primary desires: hunger, thirst. These are all sleep, sex. All of these are considered as trishnas. So, one who turns inward, or rather, one who turns away from such types of trishnas, is known as Nivritta Tarshaihi or Nivritta Trishna. So, now where did this Trishna come from? In the Vishnu Purana, there is a very nice description. You might have read in the Bhagavatam, sometimes values or even bad qualities or good qualities are explained as taking birth. This married this person, and then these qualities came, and then these two married, and then these qualities came, like that. So in the Vishnu Purana, it is mentioned that Anrita, Ritha means truth, R-I-T-A. Ritha means truth. Anrita means falsehood. Anrita is falsehood. He is a man. And there is Nikriti. Kriti means, we say Sukriti. Right? Sukriti means pious activities or anything connected to dharma. Krita means action, and Su means Shubha. So Sukrita or Sukriti. And Nikriti means against that, or adharmic activities, immoral activities. So Nikriti was a female. Who was a male? Who was a male? No. Who was a male? What did I say first? Nikriti is a female. Who is the male? No. Anrita, falsehood or untruth, is the male, and immorality or Nikriti was a female. They were brother and sister. They married each other. They married each other. And then they gave birth to two sons and two daughters. In that, one son was, okay, you tell me, when untruth combines with immorality, what will happen? When we do something wrong, what happens? Let's discuss. Okay, please tell me. I'm not going to give you marks. It's all right. So you can tell what happens when we engage in an immoral activity. You see, let's be conscious. Touch your heart and say, have we performed immoral activities? Yes. Say you signed your own report card. I'm not talking about now. So let's go back. Let's talk about something that we did before becoming a devotee. Have we done something simple like that? You sign the report card. What happens next? You have done it. What happens next? No, what happens to me? Fear. So one person was born, one son called Bhaya from Anrita and Nikriti. Okay, from them Bhaya was born, and one daughter, two sons and two daughters were born. We'll talk about only one daughter and one son. The next uh, daughter who was born was Maya, or illusion. So, which is a mother of all illusions? Which is a mother of all illusions? That I am this body. Why that is a big illusion? Because when we identify with the body, we will not be able to perform on what our real platform is. If we forget our identity, then it leads to a lot of further complications. There was one cab driver. We have no Rapido, Ola, Uber, so many now Namayatri is also there. So like that, one cab driver was there. A lady got into the cab, and then she said, "My dear sir, no, we have to go to this particular place." So the cab was just about to reach that place. A block before that, this lady wanted to get off, so she kind of just touched on the shoulder. She was sitting behind, touched the shoulder of the driver to basically tell that, Bhaiya, idhar hi ruko. You stop here because I want to get down here, not there. Some other work was there. So the moment she touched him, he lost control, swerved the car left and right, and after losing control, he went and hit the pavement, and then applied brake, and just stopped, and he turned behind, and he was staring at the woman. Then this lady became completely disturbed. She was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was not supposed to touch you. I'm very sorry." Like that. And then he said, "No, no, ma'am, not a problem. Actually, this is the first day. Today is the first day that I am driving a cab. Till yesterday, I was a MOG van driver. You know what's a MOG van? That carries dead bodies. So my identity is still, I was thinking that I am, still driving the MOG van. And because somebody from behind, what will be there behind in a MOG van? So somebody touched me from behind. That's why I lost control. So even though his action has changed, right? His activity has changed, his mentality has not changed. Similarly, we know we are not this body, but do we act on that platform? Honestly, do we act on that platform? Absolutely not, right? So we do not act on the platform of we are not this body. Okay, that is one step. Now, instead of driving a MOG van, at least we are driving a cab now. That is a little better, right? So this Bhaya and Maya, they married also, brother and sister. They married each other. Bhaya and Maya. So now, when you are living in this kind of an illusion that I am this body, and then associated with all kinds of fears that I may lose my possessions, up to I may lose this body, then what comes ultimately? Where do we reach ultimately? Death. right? Mrityu. So the son of Bhaya and Maya was Mrityu. And Mrityu gave rise to what all come when we are walking towards Mrityu. We are very close to Mrityu. What all will come? Some children came. What first? Old age. Very good. Jara, one of the children of Mrityu. Then Vyadhi, disease. Then next one was Shoka or lamentation, right? Then Trishna, further desire. I still want to do this, want to do this. Prabhupada gives the example of the man who was about to die, was bartering with the doctor, right? Saying, give me 1 more month, 2 more months. I want to live. I have so many unfulfilled responsibilities. We can put it anyway, but still it is desire only. So I have so many unfulfilled responsibilities like that. From Trishna came, once desire comes, what will come next? When desire is not fulfilled, what comes? Krishna tells, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha, Sangasteshu Pajayate, Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha, Krodhat. Right? So one more child of Mrityu is Krodha. So these 5 children were born. Jara, Vyadhi, Shoka, Trishna, and Krodha. 5 children were born. So this is how Trishna came into existence. Desire has direct correspondence to death. It's the son or daughter, actually daughter. Trishna is daughter of Mrityu. Mrityu has a direct relationship to Bhaya and Maya. Now this Trishna, she married Lobha. She married Lobha. What is that? Greed. And Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, I think 14th chapter, he says, where does Rajoguna come from? Rajo Ragatmakam Vidhi. He's saying Rajoguna comes from Raga. Raga means attachment. Comes from attachment. Trishna Sanga Samudbhavaha. 2 things give rise to Rajoguna. One is Raga, which is attachment, and the second is Trishna, desire. Attachment and desire fuel Rajoguna. Fuel Rajoguna, the mode of passion. So this is how Trishna came into existence. So one who has turned completely away, Nivritta Trishna or Nivritta Tarshaihi, one who has turned away or one who has turned inward is called a Nivritta Trishna. And Prabhupada again and again and again in this purport he is saying, one who is Nivritta Trishna can enjoy Krishna Katha. Otherwise, we can make a show of going and sitting in a class and hearing whatever, but we are not really touching. It is like Prabhupada says, we are licking the honey bottle from the outside. We're not really opening the cap of the honey bottle, putting our finger inside, dipping it, and then, nice. We're not experiencing that. Never mind, because in the last paragraph, Prabhupada says, still, voluntarily or involuntarily, somebody hears Krishna Katha, it is glorious. Right? So another thing that Prabhupada says here is if hearing is so pleasing, then how pleasing should be? What did he say? If hearing is so pleasing, then how pleasing is serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Right? That is what he says. So just as we hear now, we are hearing at least whatever, we are hearing Krishna Katha without being completely Nivritta Tarshai. We are not Nivritta Trishna, but then we are hearing Krishna Katha. Likewise, now we have the opportunity to serve Krishna in which form? How can we serve Krishna? Now, Archa Vigraha, right? So the Archa Vigraha, the Vigraha in the temple, the Vigrahas at your residence, We can serve them, right? So Archavatara is one of the incarnations of the Lord. There are so many incarnations. If you take the rupas of the Lord, Krishna is there, then he expands into different categories of rupas are there. Swayam Rupa, Tadikatma Rupa, and then Avesha Rupa is there. Under Swayam Rupa again, Swayam Rupa, Swayam Prakasha. Then under Tadikatma there is Swamsha, Vilasa, no, and then Prabhava, Vaibhava under each of these four categories. So many categories of rupas of the Lord are there. There are expansions in the Paravyoma, in the spiritual sky. There are expansions of the Lord. We know he expands as Baladeva, then as a first Chaturvyuha, then that Sankarshana expands into Narayana, Narayana again into second Chaturvyuha. Then that Sankarshana incarnates as Karanarnavashai Vishnu, then Garbhodakashai and Kshirodakashai Vishnu. So there are so many forms. Like that, the Archa Vigraha is an avatara of the Lord, is an incarnation of the Lord. He has come here for what purpose? What is the purpose for which he has come here? Prabhupada several times he repeats that. To receive our service. Because we cannot serve Krishna with our material senses. We have to have a Satchidananda Vigraha if we really have to serve Krishna. We cannot serve Krishna now with these material senses. So he has agreed to come now and receive our services in this manner. You must know about Yamunacharya, right? Yamunacharya is a Shiksha Guru of Ramanujacharya. Diksha Guru is Mahapurna, but Shiksha Guru of Ramanujacharya is Yamunacharya. He had many glorious disciples. One of them is Maraneri Nambi. Maraneri Nambi is one of the disciples of Yamunacharya. So one time, Maraneri Nambi asks Yamunacharya, my dear spiritual master, my dear Gurudev, why is it that there are so many types of deities, so many forms of deities? Somewhere we see the deity standing, somewhere we see the deity sitting, somewhere we see the deities lying down. Why is a deity, in so many forms? Why can't he just stand everywhere? Why is he lying somewhere? Why is he sitting somewhere like that? Then Yamunacharya said, I will tell you one story. After the story, you will only know what the answer is. So he'll tell one story. In one town, there was one person, and he had borrowed a large sum of money from a moneylender. And when the time came for him to return the money, obviously people who borrow money don't return money on time. So he didn't return the money. So after a few days, the money lender thought, okay, let me go to the house of this person, the borrower, and then I'll get the money back. So he was walking towards a house. Incidentally, the borrower, he saw the money lender coming. Immediately, he ran into the house. It was too late for him to run anywhere outside. So he ran into the house and he told his wife that, my dear wife, no, this person is coming. If he comes, you tell him I've gone outside somewhere. I'm not there. Please close the door. So he went and hid himself somewhere in the house. And this lady, after he came, the money lender came and knocked on the door. She opened the door and then she asked, what is it? He told, what is it? And then she said, sorry, my husband is not there. He's gone out somewhere. So you please come some other day. So he went back. Oh, is it all right? He went. Then after a few days, again he comes. So this time also same story. The borrower sees, he goes and hides himself. The wife comes and tells he's not there. This goes on for 3, 4, 5 times. Then at one time, the money lender makes up his mind. Today, I am going to get the money back. Like that. And then he comes with complete determination. So he comes, same story, knocks at the door, knocks on the door, and then the wife says he's not there. So he tells, all right, no problem. I will wait here. I will wait until he returns. So he keeps waiting there, standing in front of the door for a long time. And it becomes afternoon. So then he becomes a little tired. So then, usually in the olden days, houses used to have a platform in the front of the house. You've seen? Old houses have those platforms. In Tamil, we call thinnai. So, kattai. Maybe in Kannada, I don't know. So, that platform was there. So he sat on because he was very tired, he sat on that platform. Then it became evening, late evening. Then he thought, no, I'm not going to leave this place, even if I have to sleep here. So he lied down there and he was resting. So Yamunacharya stopped his narration here and then he said, do you understand? What is it? What is it? So anyway, he asks Maraneri Nambi, what is it? Then he says, I have understood something, Gurudeva, but I want to hear from your lotus mouth. If you tell, it'll be very nice. Hmm? So you please tell. So Yamunacharya tells that the money lender is Krishna. He keeps coming, avatara after avatara after avatara. Nobody is interested. He is running trailers here. See, this is how, like Mahavatara Narsimha movie trailer we saw, then we went to the movie, right? We all got excited looking at the trailer. So his 125, 150 years, whatever he, runs his pastime here, that is basically a trailer. So he's saying, hey, the whole movie is there in Goloka Vrindavan, not in Gokula. Please come there with me. Nobody is going. So therefore, he determines, now I am going to come as Archa Vigraha. I will remain in their homes, either standing or sitting or lying. We all think Ranganatha is happily lying. Yoga Nidra is doing. That is the highest form of his compassion. He's become tired of our, lousy behavior. And then he says, all right, now I am determined. I will not leave. I will lie down here and take them back. We go to Srirangapatna, we think, there for the Lord. He is happily lying down like that. Actually, that is the highest expression of his compassion. That now I will not go without taking this jiva back. Who is the jiva, by the way? The borrower, right? The jiva is a borrower. Who is this wife in between? Maya. So actually, Yamunacharya explains, you are using Maya to dissociate yourself from Krishna. Krishna wants you back, wants us back. He wants me also. I don't know if he wants me, but so he wants all of us back. And we are saying, no, 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 I don't want to go back. So he has come as Archa Vigraha. And Prabhupada in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Gajendra is rescued by the Lord. So Gajendra somehow gets the remembrance at the time when he's attacked by the crocodile. And then Prabhupada writes some scintillating purports. Oh, that segment, very, very wonderful purports. So one of the purports he writes that just by Gajendra offered the lotus flower, and then while the Lord was accepting the lotus flower, the Lord came airborne, like, on a drone, he came called Garuda. And then he picked the lotus flower from the trunk of Gajendra and also wrapped the trunk of Gajendra in his hand and pulled him out of the water. And he also, like how Narsimha was doing jujitsu, in, Mahavata Narsimha, like that, he jumped off the shoulders of Garuda to the shore of the lake. And then while pulling out Gajendra and the crocodile was still intact, latching on to the feet of Gajendra. So instantaneously, Prabhupada explains, the moment Gajendra's body came in touch with Krishna's body, transcendental body, immediately he got completely spiritualized, totally spiritualized. And it is said that in the 8th canto, it is said, Gajendro Bhagavat Sparshad. Gajendra by Bhagavat Sparsha. What happened to him? Vimukta. Vimukta. He became free of Ajnana, the bandhana of ajnana. Ajnana is the biggest problem for us. Ignorance is the biggest problem. Vimukta ajnana bandhana. So Gajendro Bhagavat Sparshad Vimukto Ajnana Bandhana. And then what happened to him? Prapto Bhagavat Rupam. Prapto Bhagavat Rupam. He achieved Sarupya Mukti. Like what? Pitavasas Chaturbhujaha. He also got Pitavasa. The elephant suddenly transformed into a Vishnuduta form. Right? He was wearing yellow garments, Pitavasa, and Chaturbhuja with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. So he also developed that instantaneously because of coming in contact with the transcendental body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada, in that purport, he explains we have the very same opportunity by coming in contact with the Archa Vigraha. Because that's non-different. The Vigraha is non-different. He is non-different from the Supreme Personality. So then one question may arise. I came to ISKCON in the late 90s when on Hare Krishna Hill in Bangalore only. So that time only one temple was there. My misfortune, I joined as a brahmachari in the ashram, and then within few months the split happened. And all the congregation devotees, they all left. Brahmacharis, most of us, except one brahmachari, all of us stayed back in the ashram, unfortunately. So it took me many years to come out. I have been worshipping deities, for whatever, over more than quarter decade. Nothing has happened. Not even one extra arm I have grown. Not even an appendage. Huh? So what is happening? We are worshipping the Vigraha, yes or no? So why? Why is it not happening? You have heard of this incident. Ramanujacharya was walking on the bank of Kaveri, and one devotee came from Tirumala, and then he gave, I don't know if it was Laddu Prasadam. I don't know Laddu was there at that time or not, but some Prasadam from Tirumala he came and gave. Ramanujacharya honored that, and then he gave little to all his disciples because he was walking like Prabhupada's morning walk. He was walking, and little Prasadam was remaining, so he threw it into the Kaveri. And they all were seeing, the disciples of Ramanujacharya were seeing some fishes came and nibbled on the prasadam. Instantaneously, they developed Chaturbhuja Rupa, became Vishnudutas, and flew upward towards Vaikuntha. So all these disciples were stunned. So they also had an identity crisis, like I am having now. Not one appendage has come. So they asked, what is this? These fishes, dumb, not even animals, something they are in the water. They have got liberation, Sarupya Mukti, and they've gone to Vaikuntha. Nothing has happened to us. And they asked Ramanujacharya, what is this, Gurudev? Why has nothing happened to us? What was the answer? What did Ramanujacharya say? Why is the process not working on us as it should? Okay, the fishes were surrendered. Sorry. Huh? Whatever aparad is what is preventing us from, that is a short circuit. That is what is not connecting us with the power source. Why the power is not flowing completely is because we are disconnected due to aparad. It could be nama aparad, seva aparad, vaishnava aparad, guru aparad, whatever aparad, dhamma aparad, whatever. So aparad is preventing us. So now I can question myself, why appendages have not grown? Because of aparad. I have years of committing offenses. Publicly, I'm saying years of committing offenses towards devotees and especially leaders in ISKCON, Prabhupada's disciples especially. So therefore, the semblance of Krishna consciousness has not arisen in my heart. The reason is because of this, because of offenses. We commit offenses and we do not progress. We are not invested in the process because we do not understand the dangers of committing offenses. We feel it is okay to pour water into the fire when I am trying to stoke the fire. We do not understand the implications of aparad. Sins have counteraction. Aparad doesn't have counteraction. Especially Vaishnava aparad and Guru aparad. Nama aparad, Seva aparad, some kind of counteraction you can do. Not for Vaishnava aparad, not for Guru aparad. The worst thing that we can do to ourselves. And Prabhupada is saying, Pashughnat, Pashughnat, killing our souls by committing offenses. Right? So, the comparison that Prabhupada is giving here, that um, if hearing is so ecstatic, hearing is so relishable, gives so much pleasure, how much more pleasure is there in serving the Supreme Personality of God? So there are a lot of comparisons like this. No, one is better than the other. One is better than the other in the Vedic literatures. Many times such comparisons are there. One such comparison is where Prahlad Maharaj is famous for which type of Navavidha Bhakti? Smaranam. So he was always meditating on the Supreme Lord, right? He was always meditating on the Supreme Lord. If he was always meditating on the Supreme Lord, in the movie you would have seen, why did he pray to the Lord, please give me darshan? Please give me darshan. He prayed to the Lord. Oh, by the way, it's not only in the movie. Actually, after watching the movie, one Mataji came and asked. I was telling that the movie has been very well taken, and they've referred to the Narsimha Purana, Vishnu Purana, so many literatures, Vedic literatures, and authentically they have taken. Some creative liberty they will take, like Narsimha. I don't know if he did. All these kung fu poses and all that, but then that is some creative liberty. But the storyline and the detailing of the incidents are perfect, though there is not much time to elaborately depict everything. Like the manner in which Narsingadev actually picks up Prahlad Maharaj and then starts licking the body. Here they just show 1-2 swipes. But Narsimha, when Prahlad Maharaj came and began to offer prayers, he was so overwhelmed with affection for Prahlad Maharaj. And then he brought Prahlad Maharaj close to him, and then he just ruffled his hair. No, like that. Fathers, mothers do, no? For kids, when we very affectionately we ruffle the hair of the child, like that, he ruffled the hair. Then his affection is still overflowing. He is not satisfied. Then Narsingadev picked up Prahlad Maharaj, embraced him, and then closed his eyes. And then he's just rocking back and forth, like this, completely immersed in that love of Prahlad Maharaj. Still, he is not satisfied. Then he starts licking the body of Prahlad Maharaj like a mother lion licks the cub's body, like that. So much affection Narsingadev had. Of course, so in a 2-hour movie, you cannot show all of these things. But then that Mataji asked, so I was telling, that they've depicted very nicely. And incidentally, I had given, a lecture on Narsimha Chaturdashi before the release of the movie. So I had in detail whatever Narsimha Purana is so in detail, I had explained in that class. And later, when devotees went and watched the movie, many of the things that I had explained were there. So they came back and told, Prabhu, when we were watching the movie, your class only was coming to our head, like that. So I said, yeah, Mataji, very nicely they have taken, very accurately, according to what is there in the scripture, they have taken. So she said, but that thing that Prahlad Maharaj has darshan of the Lord before he sees Narsimha, that is not true, no? That's not true, right, Prabhu? She asked. I said, no, it is there in Hari Bhakti Sudodaya. It is mentioned in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So many scriptures actually mention. So it is said in Brihad Bhagavatamrita that Prahlad Maharaj wanted to have darshan of the Lord because he knew that there is much more intense ananda in coming face to face with Krishna. So Prabhupada always says, follow the four regulative principles, chant 16 rounds offenselessly, and I can guarantee you at the end of this life, you will come face to face with Krishna. So it is said of all the Navavida bhaktis, of all the 9 forms of performing bhakti, the topmost or the culmination of performing bhakti through any of these 9 forms is to have darshan of the Lord. And that opportunity we have even today. As Arja Vigraha is standing, right? He's standing there. So we can have darshan of the Lord. We can serve the Lord. The Lord is so compassionate. The highest things He has given for us. Unqualified people of the Kali Yuga. He's given us. So His compassion has no bounds. And Prahlad Maharaj, so it is said that he experienced an extraordinary state of Ananda. Hmm? And the verse, it goes like that in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. I'll just read that. Sarvesham sadhananam tat. Of all the different types of sadhana that we perform, Sarvesham sadhananam tat sakshatkaro hi sat phalam. What is your sat phala? What is the final benefit? Phala. What is your benefit, objective? What's the goal? Is to come in contact face to face with Krishna. Uh, Sakshatkaro. You come face to face with Krishna. That is the culmination of all the 9 forms of performing bhakti. Many times, when we call people to come for darshan, our own devotees don't come. No, no, I will have darshan online like that. Krishna will also give liberation online, digitally. He will show a photo of Vaikuntha. I don't know if we can see that also. But then opportunity is there. Why don't we take that opportunity? So we underestimate all these things, right? So because we get used to it, familiarity breeds contempt. And therefore we underestimate the value of what we have got. We think because I am hopeless, and I have got this, so what I've got must be hopeless. We don't understand. Theoretically, maybe we do, but then we are not able to act on the platform of that theory. Therefore, Prabhupada said, yeah, philosophy is great. Greater than philosophy is the practice of philosophy. So it is very important to put that philosophy into practice. That is the goal of all the practices that we are doing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talks about sadhana and sadhya. Sadhana means process, sadhya is objective, the goal. What is the goal of all this sadhana that we are doing? Right? So, darshan is said to destroy the illusion from the root. Just by having darshan of the Lord, from the root, Maya can be destroyed and prema unlimitedly it expands in our heart. So, but we have to see the Lord properly. No, not like a doll in the museum. No, we have to have darshan from the lotus feet upward. So I go, no, not like that. No, genuinely having darshan, praying to the Lord. That's your connection. So that is very, very important. And when sometimes, we invite people to the temple, please come have darshan, participate in festivals. Some reason or the other, they'll give. Like, when I was brahmachari, we used to go out for fundraising in the beginning days. So that is the first service they'll give after you are made to wash toilets and wash pots, a mountain of pots and some 60, 70 toilets we have to clean in a day. So after breaking our backs and making us understand you're not a software engineer, you're not a doctor, you're nothing. So, and when we scrub those toilets, we'll begin to realize I'm nothing. All these designations will fly. After that, when we become a little important in ISKCON, we'll grow horns again. Huh? So anyway, one such time I went to Chickpet for fundraising. One of my donors was there, one Marwadi, and for so many years, months, I had been asking him, "Aap mandira jaiye, mandira jaiye, mandira jaiye." Every time I will go, I will give him some prasadam. He'll give some donation, something he'll give 500,000, 5,000, something he'll give, and he'll send me. So one day I was little irritated. He again told, "Nahi, nahi, aata hu," like that. Then I said, "Hey, you are always telling aata hu, you never come." Then he said, "Prabhuji, Bhagavan man mein hai." He said, "Bhagavan man mein hai." Then I said, "प्रभु जी, आप जाके यही बात आपकी बीवी को बोलिए. You tell the same thing to your wife. When she asks for some kangan, chudi, something, no, you tell, प्यार मन में है. You tell. You see if you'll get your food tomorrow." So then he was like, "क्या बात बोल दिया प्रभु जी?" Said, "What have you told?" That day evening he came to the temple. So sometimes you'll have to shake people with some hard hitting logic. So that only works. So anyway, people think that coming to the temple, अरे भगवान मन में है, काय के लिए जाना है मंदिर, like that. So, but we understand what is the importance of having darshan of the Lord. In the same Brihad Bhagavatamrita, you all know, Brihad Bhagavatamrita is partly, one part is the ascension of Narad Muni, and the other part is the ascension of Gopakumar. You've seen that painting, right? Where Krishna is embracing a Gopa. That's basically a painting of Krishna welcoming Gopakumar back to Goloka Vrindavan. He goes through several realms. So one time he actually goes to the Shivaloka also. Through his journey, he also reaches Shivaloka. So there, Lord Shiva, Mother Parvati, Lord Ganesh, they are all trying to preach to Gopakumar. At that time, he sees streaks of light falling from the skies into different universes because he is out of the universe. So he is able to see the different universes and so many like meteors falling into the different universes. He could see streaks of light entering. So he asked Mother Parvati, "What are these? What is this light? Oh, so many streaks I can see." So Mother Parvati told Ganesha, you tell him, because she probably felt you're of the same age, like that. So anyway, she said, "You tell." And Ganesha explains to Gopakumar that they are all Vishnu Dutas sent by Narayana to different universes to liberate the jivas and take them back to Godhead. So who are they? Acharyas. So many acharyas continuously. It's not like once in a while. Continuously there were streaks of lights. Constantly Krishna is sending people. Go, 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 get them back, get them back. Not like that. So at that time, suddenly two Vishnu Dutas land there also. They come and then they want to explain to Gopakumar, "Don't stay here. You come to Vaikuntha." Like that. So there is a long conversation happening. Very nice instructions the Vishnu Dutas gives. In that one thing they wanted to address. During the ascension of Gopakumar also gets to go to Tapoloka. And in Tapoloka, all the great sages, tapasvis are there, like sage Pippalayana and the four Kumaras, like that. So Gopakumar there was constantly cribbing that I'm not able to see the Lord. I'm not able to see the Lord. Because in Indraloka or in Swarga, he becomes Indra. Every day Upendra will come and give darshan to all the devatas. In the morning, he would come on the back of Garuda, give darshan, they would offer prayers, and then he will go. So Gopakumar was not satisfied there because he wanted to see the Lord constantly. So when he went to Tapoloka for some reason, at that time, Pippalayana and all the sages, they tell him, "Why are you constantly cribbing like this? Sit down. We will teach you one method by which constantly you can see the Lord in your heart." So they actually bless him to always meditate on the Lord within his heart. So the moment he sits down and closes his eyes, he'll see the Lord in his heart. So he attained perfection, that kind of siddhi he attained. So then they also told him, this is the highest process. Meditating on the Lord in your heart is the highest process. Is it? No. We know it's not. Right? So they wanted to logically establish what is the highest process, by the way? Chanting the holy names of the Lord. Sankirtan is the highest process. Right? So they wanted to establish the supremacy of Sankirtan over dhyana or meditation. So logically, they explained many things. In meditation, only one sense is involved. What is that? The mind. Only the mind is involved. But if you are doing Sankirtan, then many senses are involved. One. Second, they say, in meditation, only you will benefit. But if you do Sankirtan, many people can benefit. Second, logically, they establish. Then, third, very importantly, they say, meditation you can only do when the Lord is not in front of you. Like Dhruva Maharaj was meditating. Okay, in the heart, he was seeing the Lord in the heart. And then suddenly he disappeared. And that's why he opened his eyes. And then when he opened his eyes, he sees the Lord standing in front of him. And then he was like, oh, thank you very much. He went back to meditation. What did he do? He immediately offered obeisance and started serving the Lord through stuti. And that's what Prabhupada is also saying. Kachan vichinvan api divya drashtam swamin kritarthosmi varam na yache. I don't want any boon. He prayed to the Lord like that, right? So you can only meditate in the absence of the Lord. In the presence of the Lord, it will become an aparat. But Sankirtan, you can do in the absence of the Lord and in the presence of the Lord. Therefore, Sankirtan is superior. So he would have been given a mantra by his guru. They'll say, continue chanting that mantra. Why did you stop? Anyway, after that, he will progress further and finally reach Goloka Vrindavan. So in the Vedic literatures, there is always this discussion about how one process is superior to another. Like that, there is discussion. But we understand of all the process, Sankirtan is the most important process. Well established by the Vishnudutas themselves. Liberated souls, they have told that that is the highest process. There is no process higher than that. So, um, and Prabhupada always said, performing Sankirtan means preaching. Prabhupada said, going out on Sankirtan means, for Prabhupada, it was book distribution and preaching, right? So this Kartik month is going to start in a couple of days. Is a great opportunity to do all of these things. Bring people in contact with Archa Vigraha through darshan, through service, and give them the highest benediction of the holy name of the Lord. Right? Get them to offer lamp. You're doing that. No, you're getting them to serve the Lord. Prabhupada is telling, if hearing is so pleasing, then how pleasing is to actually serve the Lord. So you're giving an opportunity to serve the Lord by going out and getting innocent people. You will become one of the streaks that entered this universe, or their representatives, right? So it is an amazing opportunity for us to engage in the very mission for which Krishna comes through avatar or Archa Vigraha or sends his acharyas. We can become an instrument, a worthy instrument in the hands of our Guru and Guru Varga. Right? So Acharya Varga, we can become an instrument. So I request all of you to participate very, very enthusiastically in this Kartik month and spread the holy names and become very dear to Krishna. And then, like Prabhupada said, as much as possible, come face to face with Krishna. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. There are any questions? Maybe 10 minutes. Take some questions. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
First, in starting, you are telling that inside and outside, how both can be possible in that word.
Away or inward. Sanskrit, each word may have multiple meanings. So sometimes the prefix ni
Any,
means
any example?
like nivritti is what we were seeing, right? In another example, so nivritti is opposite is pravritti. Okay, so pravritti means towards. In one more meaning of nivritti, vritti also means engagement. Like in pravritti, it also means engagement. Okay, so what kind of engagement usually people are involved in? What kind of engagement are people involved in? Material engagements, right? So to turn away from material engagements is also nivritti. Okay, one meaning is inward and the other meaning is away. So both can be the meaning of the prefix ni.
And more thing.
Yeah.
First time I don't know. First time I'm hearing. Are we using Maya?
Are we?
Using Maya?
We are
Like
using Maya or we are in Maya, whatever it is. We are holding on to Maya. Whether Maya is holding us or not, we are. Why Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Pisha Chira Kole, what is that? Kota Nidra, what is that? Jeev Jago. He's saying, give up Maya and come to Krishna. Right? So you are happily sleeping on the lap of Mummy Maya. We are sleeping happily on the lap of Mummy Maya. And then we say, she's holding, she's holding, she's holding. She doesn't want to hold. You get out of her clutches. She's ready. So, we are holding on to this illusion. Who's creating this illusion? I am this body. Maya is creating. I am creating. Right? So the biggest illusion is that I am this body, I am creating, I am identifying with this illusion. Right? So in that sense, you can say, Krishna is saying Mama Maya, Duratyaya, all that. She's, we say, oh, Prakshipatmika Shakti, Avarnatmika Shakti, she's covering us, this, that, and all that. The moment we agree to give her up, you know that monkey story. No, in Africa, they do that. They'll keep one pot where a monkey can put its hand inside, and then they'll keep some nice eatable inside. The monkey will hold on to that, and then kaya, kaya, it will start, screaming. What it has to do? Is the pot holding the monkey? Absolutely not. You give up, yeah. Your hand will come out, right? We are holding on to Maya. It's not. Don't blame Maya. Maya is not to be blamed. We are to be blamed. We are creating these imageries in our heads.
thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
In sixth canto, the shloka comes to Sanketyam Pariyasam. So just even by uttering once,
Hmm.
all the sins are destroyed.
Hmm.
So how we can understand this? Although we are chanting daily.
Same answer, Prabhu. Because are we chant? What stage are we in? What stage of chanting are we in?
In that shloka, it is mentioned that we can, even if it is chanted neglectfully,
Neglectfully, but what stage of chanting are we in?
aparad, nama aparad.
Nama aparad. So in the 10 offenses, what do we chant daily? Offenselessly, if we chant, then the effect is more, right? So if we take the case of Ajamila, it was a unique exposition of the power of the holy name. That's not the norm. We cannot take an exception and create a rule out of that, right? So that was the exception, that to establish the power of the holy name, Krishna enacted a drama like that. That somebody is so fallen, so exalted, first, was a Brahmana completely situated in Sattva Guna, just merely by associating visually with a prostitute. He hadn't even, touched her or whatever. Visually, he associated with her and then fell down so badly, and he it was only Krishna who gave him the remembrance at the end. So there neglectfully or, without neglect, whatever. But the manner in which he chanted was, what was the manner in which he chanted? Offenselessly, helplessly. Offenselessly he chanted, and that is what protected Ajamila. So unless we begin to, and offenselessly means not while I am chanting Hare Krishna, I will not commit offenses. Our life has to become free of all kinds of offenses. His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj one day, similar questions we always ask from senior devotees, how to improve the quality of chanting. So many devotees have told so many times, nothing happens. So I asked him, and then he said, the quality of your chanting today is dependent on the quality of your day yesterday. How well you thought about Krishna, your Krishna conscious will determine the quality of your japa the next day. So offenselessly doesn't mean at that time I will not commit the first offense, second offense, third offense, fourth offense. It's not that. Our lives should be molded in such a way that all those 10 offenses we completely avoid. And as long as we are committing even one of those offenses, the effect will be very, 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 very slow. So we have to come to the clearing stage. Once we come to the Namabhasa stage, then our progress is extremely fast, because then we are only clearing. Now we are clearing and we are accumulating. Like a frog climbing out of the well. Climbs 3 steps, slips down 4 steps. So if as long as we are doing that, it's going to be like this. Our progress will be a little slow. Then we'll have to wait for Kripa Siddhi. We are not sadhana siddhas, then we become Kripa Siddhas. Of course, Kripa is there, but we are not fully following the instructions of the spiritual master, because the spiritual master said, chant offenselessly. We are not able to do that, and therefore the progress is slow.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Thank you very much for a very nice class, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for having me here.
Please keep coming regularly.
Okay. That's a challenge. I don't stay in Bangalore anymore. 2-3 months back, I shifted to Madurai. So you can come to Madurai. I will take you to Meenakshi Amman. Alagar is there. So,
Prabhuji, sometime back you said about Ananda,
Yeah.
that Prahlada was in a higher state of Ananda.
Yes.
So can you expound a little bit on that? We have heard about Brahmananda, but I also heard recently that there are much higher states of Ananda.
Yeah.
Could you please say more?
Okay. So in the specific case of Prahlad Maharaj, once he saw Krishna Narayana face to face, then it is explained that the Ananda that he experienced was even more deep, because of that personal. It's not that he did not have a personal rapport with Krishna, but when he saw the Lord in his complete form, then a lot of other, see, for example, in the case of Gopakumar also, in his journey, he also, yesterday I was telling in another class, he also went to a place called Mahakalapura. And Mahakalapura is the residing place of Brahman in a personal form. In a personal form, Brahman is residing in Mahakalapura. Lord Brahman. So he is supreme personality, even Brahman. Lord Mahakal, he has darshan of Lord Mahakal. And there he realizes, even though he's already liberated, there he realizes, he actually begins to completely get absorbed in the thoughts of Lord Brahman, Lord Mahakal. And then he considers that this is the highest destination. And at one point in time, he had to snap out of that. He had to snap out of that, said, no, 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 no. Gopala mantra was what was given to him. Gopal is my highest destination. So he further moved from there. So even for liberated souls, there could be higher and higher experiences or realizations. Like Shukadeva Goswami was a completely liberated soul. But we say Atma Ramascha Muniyo Nirgrantya Purukrame, right? He smelled the uh, tulsi leaves and he heard about Bhagavatam and then he achieved further understanding. So even liberated souls can experience higher and higher states of ecstasy. So that is the kind of ecstasy that Prahlad Maharaj also experienced. So even though he was always meditating on the Lord, he was experiencing constant ecstasy. But then the Brihad Bhagavatamrita says that he experienced even deeper ecstasy when he came in front of the Lord. Right. Yes, bro.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
See, is it Krishna Katha only found in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam? Can only or can any glorification of Krishna even in poetry or music bhavs? I get to know about the bhavas in today's class. So, matlab, I love to hear Bai songs, other than Vaishnav Geet, these songs. Matlab, it is also a bhavs.
That's exactly what Prabhupada is telling. Avaishnavo mukhodgirnam putam harikathamritam. Harikatha is puta, is pure, it's amrita, it's nectarian. But Avaishnavo mukhodgirnam. Then what does it become? Sarpochishta paya yata. Yatha means like. Milk touched by milk is no doubt a very nutritious food, but then once touched by the lip of a serpent it becomes extremely poisonous, right? Similarly, even puta amrita harikatha can become contaminated by being touched if it comes, and shravanam naiva kartavyam, do not listen, right? So specifically we have to talk about Krishna Katha even in Vedic literatures. We don't, even though Skanda Purana has references to Krishna, Shiva Purana may have references to Krishna, there are certain sections of the Vedic literatures that as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we are recommended to read. Like Bhagavad Gita is there, Bhagavatam is there, then Gopala Tapani Upanishad is there, Brahma Samhita, Garga Samhita, Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda of the Padma Purana, certain Upanishads like Isha Upanishad, what Prabhupada has given. So there are certain Vedic literatures which we are recommended to read. And if I don't have the ability to read and understand them, why do I even have to go elsewhere? Then, sorry Mataji, it becomes spiritual entertainment.
Songs, they are also
If
written
they are
by
written by acharyas,
by not Acharya, they are ISKCON disciples also. Brahmagaudiya.
written by ISKCON devotees,
Yes.
like,
But
can you
in
give me an example?
Madhva's rock band.
That
Matlab,
is okay. Okay, that is fine. Yeah, yeah. That's okay. Still, it's entertainment.
so it is not related to Bhavasat. It is only
I don't know.
example.
I don't listen to. I mean, personally, if you ask me, I don't know. Prabhus, you can tell. I don't know. I don't have time. The actual fact of the matter is, I don't have time. So, I don't listen to anything. Usually, if I want to hear something, I am an old timer. So, Vayasaki Prabhu, Aindra Prabhu, those are the songs that I listen to. If I'm, say, driving somewhere and then I want to listen to, I usually listen to Prabhupada's lectures, even when I'm driving. If I want to listen, sometimes in February, I met with a terrible accident because the previous 1 week I'd been driving from here to Kerala, then to Srirangam, then to Chennai, like that. One After a meeting in Madurai, I was driving on the highway. I just dozed off. The car was on cruise, so I had nothing to do. Everything was happening automatically. Kirtan was going on, and I just dozed off. The car hit the median and rolled 4 5 times. Nobody escapes these kind of accidents. It was only Narsimha's mercy. There was a Narsimha on my dashboard. It was everything was shattered in the car. The car was declared as total loss. Nothing could be done. So in my front, in front of me, everything was shattered. The windshield, the what is that, dashboard, the steering wheel was completely gone. On the left, everything was gone because the airbag had come out. Everything was shattered. That place where Narsima was seated on the dashboard, that place alone, nothing had happened. The moment I, the airbags withdrew, and then I saw anything, was Narsingadev. He was sitting like that. Sorry, I'm not imitating, but I can never forget that image. It was like he said, I saved you. I saved you. It is I who protected you. Like that. So, you know I mean, to take off on a tangent, um, these kind of experiences, no, they kind of make you feel very indebted to the Lord. Even then we will slip, that's a different thing, but it makes us feel very indebted to the Lord. At least when we remember, recollect these kind of incidents, they give us a lot of courage and a lot of reassurance that he is there. Just 2 months before that, on the same road, not half a kilometer far from that place, a friend of my brother, he owns a multi-specialty hospital in Trichy, in Velan Hospital. The owner of that, he was driving his sedan, on the same road, and same thing. He dozed off, hit the median, the car rolled, went into the ditch. On the spot, he died. So this is all like, when I speak also, my hairs stand. So, this shows that the Lord is there. He's protecting, he's watching over you. That protection is there. So let's always try to increase the quality of whatever we are doing. Okay, I'm doing something at some level. Can I go a notch higher, a notch higher, a notch higher? Otherwise, it's okay. No, there are many more. I mean, I don't want to criticize. I'm not saying they are not okay. Please don't get me wrong. But then I don't know. No, so I cannot comment on that. Right. I think, okay, one more question. Prabhu? Prabhu, I have a class that I have to go to. Oh, yeah.
I have a question. We can discuss with
Okay, fine.
Thank you. So, but I just wanted to say, I'm not asking the question.
Okay.
So thank you so much. I think so
Thank you,
many
Prabhu.
topics you covered, Prabhu. Though I've known you for so many years, this is the first time I'm hearing you speak, and then from the Vyasas. So it was so wonderful. I think each topic by itself is so vast. Like you spoke about the nivritti, looking inwards, then rejecting outward things. So each one is a topic by itself. Then you also spoke about the various types of anandas that are there, and then also about Kripa Siddhi and then Sadhana Siddhi. So much came out. So I had a question on Kripa Siddhi, which I'll discuss with you
Sure.
later. But then I just wanted to say thank you so much. It was so
Thank you,
wonderful
Prabhu. Thank you
hearing
so much.
We would love to have you more
Thank
often.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki, Granthraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande. Thank you all devotees for having me here. It was wonderful. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Today's Nectarian Krishna Katha was given by His Grace Adideva Giridhari Prabhu. Adidev Giridhari Prabhu. Adidev Gadadhar Prabhu. So a little introduction about Prabhuji. I would request Swayam Prakash Prabhu to give a brief introduction and glorify Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Just to give a short introduction, Prabhuji completed his computer science engineering, and although he was the time when he completed it was on the peak, but still he left inspired by the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and he joined ISKCON as a full-time monk. And then he served in various capacities and many services as he mentioned. And later in 2004, Prabhuji moved to Pune to pursue his MBA, and then again he was working in many different companies. And later he started this harmonics where he had the passion for the educating and training the children in the values and the skills. And now he is at present he is the founder chairman of Harmonics Global Foundation, founder chairman of Blueprint Books, co-founder of Harmonics Harmo Ethics Educate Private Limited, and through which he is educating children. And as of now, he has touched more than 38,000 students.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So yes, as I was telling, Suvarna Gaura Hari Prabhuji has distributed 1,400 Kannada Bhagavad Gita in Kalburgi, and this is a glorious achievement, we can say. Prabhuji always, he will not be available here. I requested him to be seated here, but Prabhuji again went on, one of his friend had come there. So let us chant Prabhuji and glorify Prabhuji by chanting Hare Krishna mantra once. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we have a very important month coming up. Can all of you tell what is that month which is coming up now? Kartik month, which is very, very dear to Lord and his devotees. So Kartik month is starting from 7th of October for 1 month. And there will be ghee lamp offering to the Lord every day with the Damodarastakam at 6 p.m. every day. So request all the devotees to participate in this and get the blessings of the Lord. So we have another announcement by Sri Balaji Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So we'll have a very important session regarding child protection. So we also already have this Devi Pragati Mataji in the Zoom, and she will address all of us. These are 4 sessions that will be held first Sunday of the month. So 4 months we'll have these sessions, and these are very important because this is very well connected to our kids, children who are there, who need protection in terms of the abuse. So Mataji will explain further. There are a few topics that she's going to address. Mataji is actually director of the CPO office Bharat, and this initiative of child protection is very important because this is a GBC mandated initiative. And we also in the temple, we have a CPD team like that. All other temples around many places in India also have this team. So before we start the session, since we have some certificate giving, which was held for the device course, I'd request Prasananda Balaram Prabhu to hand over the certificates, and then we'll start with the session.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So seems to be a very packed day today. So there are so many activities happening. So just without taking much time, I just wanted to say, we all know that we celebrated the Krishna Janmashtami. So during that period, all of us were involved in collecting contacts of people who are interested in program. So the good thing that happened was after that, all those individuals were spoken to. And then we also conducted a session for them, the Discover Yourself session. So there are some of us now amongst us who attended that session. So we are just wanting to recognize, acknowledge that. So this is the first time they've attended a session here in ICC, and the response has been wonderful. So today we are just recognizing them. I just request His Grace Adidev Prabhu to come, and then Swayam Prakash Prabhu, please. So I'll just call out the names and let us encourage them by our normal encouragement of clapping we will do, so that it encourages them to attend more such programs and then kind of get aligned to our ISKCON. Okay. So the names are, this is for Discover Yourself. We had 4 sessions, 4 weeks, and these are the folks who attended that regularly. So here are the names. Chaitanya, please come. A round of applause for her. Okay, and along with her mother, Rupa Shri Mataji, please come. So request the applause to continue. Thank you. Yeah. The next is Diya Lokesh. Rajini. So that's Rajini there.